Hello, hello. Hi, Shahan.
هاي دانا، ايه الاخبار؟
Alhamdulillah. How are you?
الحمد لله كله تمام.
Alhamdulillah. How's the weather عندك? Cold?
The weather is perfect، يعني not too warm not too cold not too humid perfect بصراحة.
Yeah.
يعني I wouldn't say fall weather
Yeah.
because it doesn't feel like fall weather. It just feel just الحمد لله.
Good. Yeah, it's same thing here. It's just right. It's not cold, it's not hot, it's not humid. It's just perfect.
Yes,
Yeah.
the fall in Egypt is amazing.
Yes. When we get it, we get a proper one.
True, true.
Tell me, how can I help you today?
بص يا ستي, I've been observing myself and I noticed several things.
Okay.
أولا, that my cravings are shifting. يعني
Mm.
before I did the detox خالص, I had مثلا a sugar craving. So after a meal, I wanted to have something sweet, even if something small.
Yeah.
But I wanted to have something sweet. And I used to say that my biggest challenge was sugar.
Okay.
Even though I don't have a sweet tooth, but
Yeah.
يعني it was the most difficult for me to give up.
Right.
يعني I was able to give up some oil, I was able to give up some salt, even bread, but sugar seemed at the time to be my biggest problem. فدلوقتي
When you say sugar, like you mean little desserts, chocolate, like what was it actually?
يعني something sweet after a meal. يعني I couldn't have a meal وخلاص. يعني for me a meal was complete by having something sweet afterwards. Could be anything, but
Okay.
even very, very small amount.
Okay.
Even now, with your eating plan, يعني I have my dinner and I want something sweet. يعني
Okay.
this continued a little bit, but for me, the
Is this
challenge is
is
not.
this something you grew up with? Was it a habit at home after every meal, everybody would have something sweet after the meal?
لا, we didn't have a سفرة tradition at home.
Okay.
So I can't say that it was such. يعني بس maybe it's a habit that
Yeah.
I developed where يعني it got better.
Mm.
I can feel the craving sometimes بس خلاص يعني I don't have anything sweet at home أصلا for me to be able to. So last night مثلا for dinner I had the dinner I showed you and then the
Yeah.
apple وخلاص
Mm.
مثلا. But what
Yeah.
I noticed is that there are other cravings that are taking a higher place. So for example, I crave pastries now. يعني not bread بس pastries. عرفتي؟
It's the same family, right?
Yes, 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 I
Yeah.
know. بس كمان I'm in Beirut and there is plenty of
Yeah.
بيسموها ايه يعني.
Temptations.
بالضبط, temptations. But now I feel even though I يعني it's not something I do frequently, but I'm inside of me I'm craving pastries.
Mm.
And then there is the coffee craving. يعني I finished, my mom gifted me a bag of coffee وخلاص it's finished. I don't have coffee at home.
Okay.
And for 2025 I promised myself I'm not going to buy coffee. I am not going to pay money for coffee. فما عنديش يعني, except sometimes somebody invites me كده. I don't have coffee but I'm craving it
Mm.
a lot. And when I drank coffee, I would even eat the tiff, you know.
Oh, okay.
ف فمثلا this is getting higher. It's coming up higher in the cravings list.
Okay.
مثلا ف noticing that my cravings are shifting.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean necessarily that I always يعني indulge them.
Yeah.
but I'm just observing what's happening inside of me. But that's one thing. And then the other thing, I'm wondering if my eating is making me smell, because I noticed this, especially that the weather is becoming warmer.
Mm.
I feel that I'm smelling.
Yeah.
So I was wondering about that. And then the other thing outside of the observations is that I'm running out of coconut oil. So I was wondering what else can I oil pull with? Yani I have at home jojoba,
Mm,
I have olive oil,
mm.
and I could buy coconut, but it's not readily available now. So does it matter? مثلا or is there a preference يعني
For this is the I'll answer this for you first because it's the easiest one. You can just use olive oil. That's the best, easiest replace.
olive oil?
Yeah, use olive
Okay.
oil. The observations you're having are so much more. They're so important. I hope you're realizing the importance of these awarenesses. The issue is not at all that you're craving coffee. That's not a problem. It's not a problem that you're craving pasta. What is what is very important for us to stop and take notice of here is the fact that you're becoming so aware of this. So give your like I always say, give yourself a moment when you're finally come to the realization about something about yourself which might have been on autopilot before, but now you're actually in tune with it and in tune with your body, and you're sort of able to like look from the outside in and see what's happening. Nothing wrong is happening here at all, especially with a shift in weather. Let's take your observations a step further, maybe a little bit deeper. Think back. I mean, I know for myself, as soon as it gets even a little bit cooler, it's not cold at all. I'm wearing short sleeves. It's not cold. It's like
Hmm.
a tad cooler. Like it's just a little bit where you feel like the shift in seasons has happened. Still wearing the same clothes, still doing everything that I do. The weather's not the shift in weather is not even that significant where it's changing anything that I do or in my habits, but there is a psychological and an emotional shift. And
Hmm.
always when this happens, because your cravings are not just physical and they're not just based on, well, I ate this, so maybe my body's missing this. It could definitely be related to because we follow the seasons. We are made and created with and of nature. Even if you're in
Yes.
a country where the seasonal change is not striking, but when it shifts, your body does want foods that warm. It's that simple.
Hmm.
What's warming? A warm drink, coffee, tea, hot chocolate, soups, pastries, bread, hot bread coming out of the oven. These are things that whether you were conscious of it before, but growing up, maybe, you connect these foods with this time of year. There are emotional connections. There are generational memories that you carry with you throughout your life, things that happened when you were a child that you might not remember like off the top of your mind, but it's ingrained in you. Did my mom give me these foods when I was younger when the weather got colder? Did we sit and have coffee with a pastry together at certain times? So take that awareness and sort of that digging in to see where this is coming from because nothing ever comes from nowhere. It doesn't come from a vacuum, right? Your desires, your physical cravings, your emotional cravings, they're all going back to something, either a memory, it could be a need for something, it could be an emotional attachment to something, it could be my body's just literally asking for some warmth and comfort and grounding in this weather. So as you think about it, there's nothing wrong with experimenting to see. So when I go and fulfill this craving, what actually happens? Do I feel settled? Do I feel good? Does that craving then go away? Does my body say, okay, this is what I needed now? Sure, the pastry is not optimal. Sure, the coffee is not optimal, but do I feel like it gave me what it was asking for? Or then is it asking for something different again? Or is it saying, no, this didn't work? So don't be afraid of following through on the signals that your body's giving you. Don't be afraid to say, because right now, you've done this process. You have your baseline. You know what works for your body. You know what healing foods are. You know what inflammatory foods are. Your body is in healing mode. You can't undo everything that you've done by experimenting and trying to have a coffee and a pastry. You can't undo it. on the contrary, this is part of your process. Your body's more resilient now. So if that's what you feel like you've been observing, you're not following through with the craving, you're just waiting to see what happens, maybe it will pass. But if it feels at a certain point that you want to fulfill this craving, then by all means go and do that completely guilt-free. This is what we call mindful eating. So you're very much in the mindful, deep in the mindfulness of it right now. So what is the action you're going to take based on that? So don't hold back, don't force anything. Make a very conscious decision and follow through. And whatever happens at the end of it, it's a guilt-free, shame-free, very conscious decision. I'm the one in control. I decided to do this, and here are the results.
I do that sometimes, Ziadana.
Hmm.
I do that sometimes. I forgot to tell you that another craving I have is for corn, especially corn at the cinema. Yani those no,
No.
the other one more. What taco? Is it taco or another corn?
Oh, the corn that's like crispy and it's like little tiny corn.
Chips.
Yeah.
Like chips.
Yeah.
So this I love. So sometimes I indulge, but it's not a matter of guilt anymore. It's
Okay.
become more a matter of me suffering at night because already I'm not sleeping well.
Okay.
And then the day I have those inflammatory foods,
Yeah.
على طول, I realize that I'm going to wake up.
Okay.
Already I wake up for pee and for whatever other reason.
Yeah.
But I do indulge sometimes.
So then the question here is, right? You've experimented, you've tried, you know the results. So how much more of that are you willing, because you're the one who has to face those consequences of waking up, of being uncomfortable at night. How much more of that are you willing to face in terms of consequences? Are you ready to say I'm okay with that every single time I indulge? Or will it reach a point potentially where you say, you know what, enough is enough. The indulgence is just not worth it.
بصي يعني sometimes as you mentioned sometimes it has an emotional side.
Yeah.
I say خلاص يعني I'm craving a pizza now. It's been ages since I had a pizza. يلا let's do it. And then usually ربنا يعني arranges it in a way إنه the pizza is not even good. So I say خلاص يعني I indulge my craving بس يعني كمان I'm not going to do that anytime soon.
Yeah.
مثلا sometimes it's like that. Sometimes as you say it's as you said, it's an association. So if I go to the movies, I want my corn chips, مثلا, or the occasional popcorn. And sometimes I notice the craving. يعني my neighbor, she wakes up at 5 every day and she makes this big kanaka of coffee, and I smell it even from the second floor. خلاص يعني I realize that I'm craving coffee.
Yeah.
And sometimes I say I'm going to ask her to offer me one. وبعدين خلاص I get over it يعني. Sometimes I just decide what I want to do, and as you say, I know I'm going to suffer, not suffer بس يعني I know I'm going to bear the consequences.
Yeah.
وخلاص. It depends really.
As long as you are doing 90 to 95% healing foods, there is space in the body. You have your filtering organs. They're working now. They weren't working necessarily properly before, but they're working now. Your kidneys are working now. Your liver is working now. Your lymphatic system is working now. So you have, the leeway. You have the wiggle room to do this. And until you decide you don't want to do it, or until the indulgences start to turn, where they're not neutral anymore, at least, the consequences are bearable. If it starts to turn where they're not bearable, then you're going to have to make another decision. But we all have our own blueprint, sort of our own plan for how to eat to heal 90 to 95% of the time, and then to allow for those memories, to allow for those connections, to allow for those occasions where, again, it's always a conscious decision, even though it might seem like it's completely subconscious. Like we go to the movies, we get popcorn. Like we go to the movies and there's just an automatic autopilot behavior there because that's just how you were programmed. Every time you went to the movies, you had popcorn. So there is a part of it where you're going to have to unlearn that. And then sometimes you're still going to want to have the popcorn. And that's not, like I said, because your body is at a completely different place now than it was 4 months ago, 5 months ago. When you make that decision and you know what the consequences are, you get to do that. And the body will come back from that until it doesn't. So just be aware of when it's not just a simple consequence, when it's a consequence that then becomes sort of like a domino effect. And then it might become, this is how women I see sort of falter at this point, where you get comfortable. You get really comfortable with your results. You get really comfortable saying, "Halas, this is my new normal. These are my new habits. So what if I bring a little bit of this in? So what if I bring in a little bit of this?" And they don't pay attention to the potential domino effect of gradually bringing in a little bit more and more and more. So I would say pay attention to that. Your body, like you said, is speaking to you. Different season, different needs, but always be aware of how much you're going to allow these foods back in, the frequency. As for the smell, you mentioned the smell. Yeah, your body's going to smell. Those are toxins coming out. That can happen in waves. Typically, it happens at the beginning of a detox. If your body's carrying a lot of inflammation, a lot of toxicity, once you start to detox and you stop the intake and the body then is ready to release. But remember, detoxing doesn't happen. It's not one sort of one shot and then the body stops doing it. Your body's always detoxing. So, and it's always going deeper and deeper and deeper. So let's say you removed a whole layer and now you're more or less maintaining a basic detox level. But for whatever reason, then the body has gone a little bit deeper and dug a little bit deeper, released more. Anytime you smell yourself and it's a little bit out of the ordinary, that's just toxins leaving your body.
Thank you so much, Yadana.
You're welcome.
Hi, Dana.
Hi,
How are
Marwa.
you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. How is everything going?
Everything is going great. So happy to see you here today.
Yeah, finally I made it. I had like many calls since the morning and I was like, okay, please let's finish before 12. So
You made it.
thanks God. Thanks God I made it this time. I always thought it was Sunday, not Monday, but it's fine. Right now I just want to give you a head up where I stand.
Please.
I'm not like the best candidate yet. I'm still didn't, you know, disturb everything yet, destroy everything yet. Every time I'm trying to start this 9 days program, I make the 3 days, which is okay.
Yep.
Then I made the fourth day, fifth day, and the sixth day I was out. So
What do you mean by out?
I was in an outing with my friends, and it was a huge outing and stuff like that.
Yeah, okay.
And for one reason or another, I ate chicken, but grilled chicken, and that's it. I didn't eat anything beside it. Just grilled chicken and tahini. Okay, that's it. But that's all what I ate. Okay. Then I'm back to track where I say next day I'm gonna follow. So I take the lemon water in the morning. I take my cucumber. Then I have my smoothies. Everything. I made lots of salads, so I'm having the salads in the fridge. I have right now because I have my broccoli, I have my kosa and fasolia, so I think I'm good. I don't have any cravings for tea or coffee or cokes or sodas or anything, because normally alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, I always tell them ربنا خلقني من غير مزاج, فأنا I'm never attached to any of these in my whole life.
Okay.
So I'm not like suffering from the other ladies what they suffer of the craving for coffee and stuff. This is not me at all. Yet sometimes I'm craving for something sugary, chocolatey, more of anything else. And to say the truth, sometimes I'm taking a little piece of chocolate or whatever, but I feel so guilty, so much guilty after it. And the thing is, right now I'm not enjoying even this thing anymore.
Mm.
When I do it, like I'm not enjoying it. However, I'm trying to be on the clean eating. Yet I started since yesterday the other the last 6 days of the 9 days, which is I don't know. It's not the clean. It's the deep detox.
Yes. Okay.
So yesterday moved well.
Mm.
Today I started. So far I'm okay. Uh, but the problem is I'm not sure if I can like make it 9 days then another 9 days, because I didn't make the full 18 days before. I only made it once, the 9 days, and
Okay.
that time I did it in full with nothing wrong in it.
Right.
The only thing that I'm always having that I cannot follow the full schedule. So I'm taking the most of the times I'm taking the smoothie in the morning, then I take it's lunch slash dinner together. I'm not like having the three full meals, and
Oh, okay.
definitely I'm okay. And definitely I'm not snacking all the time. However, right now I learned to have always the dates with me. So wherever I'm going, I'm having this small bag that has dates in it. Whenever I feel like craving or hungry or anything, I'm just eating dates.
Okay.
So that's what I'm doing. I'm not sure where I stand right now, but this is the situation I am in.
Okay. So nothing, again, nothing has gone wrong here. And when you say, I haven't destroyed anything, nothing is destroyed, nothing has gone wrong. You are detoxing, but you're just not doing deep detoxing. So there's nothing of anything that you've mentioned here that is, inflammatory, or nothing that even the little bit of chocolate, we'll talk about that. When the base of your days is your morning routine, you have all of these salads, you are still on a healing path. It's not a deep healing path, it's not a fast healing path, but you're still on a healing path. My recommendation for you, and I've said this from the very beginning of the program, the 9 days, the deep detox days, it's not just about following the plan. It is really about honoring your body and honoring the journey. And if that means protecting your sacred space during that time by saying no to outings, saying no to leaving the house, even if you need to, in order to be completely focused on what you need to do, then you do that. So if you know that if you're on your 9 days, in the middle of the 9 days, and everybody says, let's go out for dinner, you get invited somewhere, and you know that you're not strong enough yet to say no to the foods that are there, or if you're not able to take your own food, then this is where, personal responsibility comes in, because nobody's going to do that for you. People are still going to pressure you to go out, pressure you to be normal, pressure you, it's just one time. What's the problem? It's okay. مرة واحدة يعني da da da. Don't be extreme. So people will continue to do that. It's up to you to be able to hold your ground, so to speak, to protect your body and to protect your health. So if what you need in order to get you through a 9 day cycle is to say, you know what, I'm prioritizing myself right now. And I'm trying to find that peace within myself to be able to honor my body. And that requires me to be alone for 9 days. Anybody can be alone for 9 days. Anybody can stay home and focus on their health and focus on creating healing meals for themselves. Because it also sounds that one of the reasons you're missing meals is because you're out of the house. So missing the meals, anytime anybody misses any meal, so even if you're not in the 9 day detox, just in general, missing a meal during the day means you have deprived your body of fuel. We cannot go for so many hours without giving our body fuel. Like imagine expecting your car to keep going when there's no gasoline in it. It can only do it so far, and then it's going to break down. So going without food and then sort of lumping it all together at lunch and dinner is going to create a deficiency over time, and could be one of the reasons why you need the chocolate. Your body's giving you a signal that it's missing something. And if you have missed a whole meal, that means you are deficient in nutrients for that day. You are deficient in the raw building materials for that day. So you need to figure out your daily schedule, your process where you are not regularly. So I'm not saying, on there's a one-off where you miss a meal. But if you are regularly, like that's your normal routine where you miss a meal and you're just chunking them together at the end of the day, this is a deficiency. This will create a physical deficiency. This will create an emotional trigger later on. So when your body's asking you for a piece of chocolate, typically chocolate signals also a magnesium deficiency. And that can happen from not eating sufficient foods. All the meals in this plan, whether it's the 9-day or you're doing a hybrid or all the other ones, are magnesium full. So one of the reasons women lose their cravings for chocolate once they've gone through and really fulfilled themselves in this plan is the chocolate craving goes away. But it's not the chocolate craving exactly, it's the magnesium craving because we have fulfilled the need for it. So when you're missing a meal, when you're not eating enough, you're missing nutrients and vitamins and minerals, one of which is magnesium, which is just a really important one. And we naturally gravitate towards chocolate because chocolate is full of magnesium. So this is all to say there's no mystery here. So everything that you're doing, your body's responding exactly to what you are giving it. So in order for you to complete full 9 days, consider prioritizing yourself and your space and your need to organize your meals so you don't skip meals. Basically set yourself up for the success. Right now, you're allowing other factors to come in that are derailing your ability to succeed. So set yourself up to succeed. But in terms of are you messing everything up? You're not messing everything up because you're not eating, you're not eating the bread and the pasta and the cheese and the junk and the sodas and all of that. You are,
No, nothing. No milk, no dairy, no dairy
right.
stuff,
So,
nothing.
so yes, so you are doing a slower paced detox, but in order if you want to take it deeper, if you are still fighting symptoms, if you're still trying to get rid of symptoms, if there's still things coming up for you, you want to prevent certain things, then at some point you will have to go deeper. And in order to succeed with that, you will have to say yes to yourself, which means saying no to other people and other events and other things.
Okay. The other thing is the hybrid thing. I'm not sure what is the difference between the hybrid and the clean eating because I read the handbooks and everything, but I really can't get it. What is the difference between them?
It's a slightly slower paced detox than the 9 days and faster than the clean eating because it still doesn't have any animal protein. So anytime we don't have animal protein, that's a faster detox. It's a little bit slower in that it's not just vegetable based only. So you do get the potatoes in there. You get the option of potatoes for breakfast, which especially now as the weather turns cooler can be an easier option in the morning when you want something warm instead of something cool. So it's sort of in between. It's not as fast and deep as intense as the 9 days, and it's not as slow as the clean eating.
Okay, what about the lentils and the fool as instant? Is it okay in the hybrid?
No, these are in clean eating only. These will slow down the detoxing considerably, just like animal protein.
Okay, so not allowed.
Yeah.
Okay.
In deep detox, no. They are acidic foods, just like animal protein. Beans and legumes especially contain something called phytic acid, which is an anti-nutrient, which means that when you consume them, it gets in the way of your body absorbing and processing nutrients from other foods. You could be eating fruits and vegetables and smoothies and everything, but you're eating then lentils and food and all of this, and then it gets in the way of your body absorbing the nutrients from these foods.
Okay. Okay. And definitely no eggs.
Eggs, until you're totally healed, until you're completely symptom free, and if you need to be completely medication free, eggs feed pathogens and viruses and bacteria in the body that you wouldn't know necessarily that those pathogens contribute to whatever condition you might have. They make it worse. So we need to keep eggs out, and there's something that you can bring in very occasionally, but when your body has solidified in its new foundation, symptom-free, medication-free, and all of that.
Okay. Sounds great. Sounds good.
Good. Jehan, go ahead.
Several things, Yadana. Any eggs or if they are hormone free, for example, still not okay.
There's no such thing as a hormone-free egg or animal. They might be free of synthetic hormones. So you might
Ah,
get an egg that hasn't had synthetic hormones. You might get a chicken that hasn't had added hormones. But every single chicken and every single cow and every single animal and every single egg has its own hormones. So
yes.
so that's the problem. So if your body has reached a tipping point with your own hormones, um, it's not that there's something inherently wrong with a chicken and like or a cow or an egg, but they have properties that because your body is compromised, because your hormones have reached a tipping point, and that could be your sex hormones, your thyroid hormones, your stress hormones. So it's not just about estrogen or progesterone. It could be thyroid, it could be cortisol, it could be any of your hormones. If your digestive system is compromised with pathogens and bacteria and toxicity, then when you eat an egg, even if it doesn't have synthetic hormones, it has its own hormones, which can
Mm.
create an imbalance in your own hormones. And because eggs have been found to feed viruses and pathogens, then whatever condition your digestive system is in, it might add to that load, which means it's going to slow down healing.
Got it. Um, طيب, thank you. And the other thing I forgot to tell you about my observations is that I'm noticing a change in how I'm managing my daily routine. So, for example, for the past weeks, I used to make several smoothies at a time.
Mm.
وبعدين دلوقتي I'm finding it easier to do today's smoothie and tomorrow's smoothie. And so long as I know that I have all the ingredients for tomorrow, whether they are cut up or not, I'm fine. And so I'm trying this now to see what works best for me. It feels, for the time being, it feels more manageable to do one day ahead of time. بس because at the I couldn't freeze because it takes very long to defrost.
Okay.
And then I don't have a lot of containers, so I was worried about the fact that they're not airtight,
Right.
you know. بس this is also to pick up on what you were saying to Marwa for her planning of the meals, etc. يعني it changes again.
Yeah. You
But
have to
this is
have to be fluid because what works one season might not work the next season. What worked for you last year might not work this year. Your work conditions might change, your schedules might change. You need to find, continuously be revisiting and pivoting if you need to what is actually going to make it work. And there's nothing wrong with changing your mind. And there's nothing wrong with changing a system that used to work. And then you're starting to feel like it's not working so well now. Let me figure out another system. The more you can be flexible, the more you can be fluid in this process, the more successful you'll be.
طيب, one other thing, yeah, Dana, regarding magnesium, because you mentioned that I could take magnesium now or I need it.
Yeah.
وبعدين I went back to the handouts to check, how can we choose our supplements and so on.
Yeah.
And I wasn't able to find the kind of information that helped you to know that the ones that are available in the market here are not okay. So what should I be looking for as a general rule?
The biggest ingredients that really shouldn't be in there, and I've listed those in the detox guide, the main ones are magnesium stearate, titanium dioxide, talc, obviously if they have like soy, gluten, things like that, artificial colors, artificial flavorings, those are the big ones to look for. And to simplify it even more, there shouldn't be anything on the list of ingredients except the vitamin or the mineral, right? Like if I'm going to buy magnesium, that should be the only thing. There shouldn't be any other ingredient. If I'm going to get vitamin C, it should just be vitamin C. Unless it's, the label says it's multivitamin or it's a mix of vitamins. But again, it would just be the mix. So maybe it's vitamin C with, I don't know,
B12,
whatever it is, right? You shouldn't see ingredients on there that are not vitamins and they're not minerals. You shouldn't. soy or gluten or magnesium stearate or titanium. Those are not vitamins and those are not minerals. So to simplify, like just so that you become, don't overwhelm yourself and don't become so confused and you're walking around with a list. When you're looking at a list of ingredients on a supplement, okay, is it just the vitamin or the mineral that I need? Or is there like, if you just see like 15 different ingredients, right? And all you want is magnesium, right away, you know that that's filled with fillers and things you don't need. You even have to read through the list. If you just look and automatically it's like a long list like this, and all you wanted was B12, بس حاطين like 10 different ingredients with it, then you know common sense says this is not right. This is not. I'm getting things in there that I don't need.
You know, at the pharmacy, they had 3 magnesium supplements.
Yeah.
2 I showed you, and then the third one didn't even have a list of ingredients. It just said magnesium is good for you, da 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 da, you know. فيعني this is how bad the situation is. They don't even tell you what's in there.
Yeah. And I also don't want you to feel pressured, right? Supplements are not a necessity. They're not an absolute. You will not heal if you're not taking a supplement. So it's something you can wait on. It's something that you will continue to heal without. It is something that when you find the right one, buy it, use it. Don't feel pressured and don't feel you're ruining the process at all or undermining your process if you don't have a supplement.
It's just that I bought a lot of oil and I'm not able to use it properly, you know. It's on my feet at night and I have to wait until it dries and then it بتوسخ الأرض. يعني I'm not able to use it.
Are you able, can you do it in the bathroom? Like if you're just sitting on the toilet and put like a bath mat or something underneath you and just wait for it, do the process in the bathroom before you get to bed?
I could, but then I have to wait in the bathroom for longer until it dries, no? And
How
I
long
don't
does
want
it take? It really shouldn't take more than a minute or so.
Really?
Yeah.
طب خلاص, I'll try that.
Are you shaking it really well before you use it? You need to shake it really well so it's not just sort of liquid.
It is liquid. It looks like water.
Because when you spray, it should just come out like in droplets that evaporate quickly.
طيب, let me try again.
Try. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Last thing, Dana, please.
Go ahead.
For the shakes, the smoothie shakes and the fruits in the morning and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm running out the strawberry, you know, I get it right now, like all the frozen stuff.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm not having it in the early morning.
Okay.
Yet I bought 25 kilograms of mangoes.
You froze them?
Yes. Every day I'm taking a bit of them and just like making them juice, put them in bottles and put them in the freezer.
Nice.
So yeah, I said, okay, let's do some tricks. So right now, if I'm not like having the strawberries, I'm doing other things like exchange it. Like I make sometimes the smoothie like bananas, orange juice, guava and mango.
Totally
or
yeah.
Is it okay? Or pineapples?
Totally
and
fine. Totally fine. Totally fine. You also have in the hybrid, you do have a mango smoothie in the hybrid, so maybe you want to switch to that one. But whatever combination you're doing, I would just say make sure you're adding some kind of a green, so either the cilantro or maybe handful of spinach or something to that mix. But yeah,
Okay.
it's totally fine what you're doing.
Is cucumber okay?
Yeah. Mhm.
Or cucumber okay, or whatever?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, we'll do this.
Okay.
We'll do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Dan. I really appreciate it a lot. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. You're so welcome. Any other questions, ladies?
Dana, speaking of pineapple,
Yeah.
when I was doing your hormonal balance plan at the beginning,
Yeah.
there was a recipe with chicken and pineapple.
Yeah.
And I used to buy fresh. But I noticed that every time I had the pineapple, my stomach wasn't happy at all.
But because it was mixed with the chicken, probably.
But that's the way it's supposed to be. That's the
Yeah.
recipe.
Well, remember that this plan is a very general plan, so it's not a deep detox plan. It's the free guide that I have for people just to sort of introduce them to, clean eating, introduce them to not eating inflammatory foods. So, but theoretically, as we know, mixing fruits and any animal protein, that for some people that can create digestive upset because they have different digestive times, right? Protein takes 3 to 4 hours. Any fruit takes 30 minutes. So when you eat them together, or if you eat your protein directly followed by a fruit, the body's already digesting the protein, which takes 4 or 5 hours sometimes. And then the fruit needs to get through there quickly because it only takes half an hour, but it gets stuck. So when it gets stuck with the animal protein, the sugars ferment. So it ferments with the animal protein, and that can cause bloating, a stomach ache, constipation. It can cause headaches. And if you do it, frequently, like this is how you eat, continuously mixing animal protein and fruits, this can lead to weight gain.
بس كمان sometimes I tried to eat it on its own. Still, I felt it very acidic in my stomach.
So
even though I used to love it before. Yani in the past, I used to love it.
So pineapple, sort of like lemon, sort of like broccoli, garlic, onions, is one of those very powerful gut cleaners. So if you're eating it completely on its own and this is what you feel, that means it's clearing.
Okay.
Yeah.
طيب, thank you so much, Hadan.
You're welcome.
And what about replacement for mango when it's not the season?
If you can't find it frozen, you can just leave it out.
خالص,
or if you have other ones, like in terms of the same fleshiness, you have papaya, but I mean, it's not a fruit that you can easily find. But you can just leave it out. You can just put any other fruit. You can replace it in terms of just like, so that the quantities are even. You can replace it with any other fruit, or leave it out and increase one of the other fruits.
And what about replacement for oranges? Because at the moment, the citrus is not ripe here. So, يعني sometimes I would find a yellowish orange, but it's very برضو acidic.
If that's the case, you can do a completely different smoothie that doesn't have any citrus in it. So in your clean eating guide, you have some different smoothies in there. You can try the mango smoothie from the hybrid cleanse. You can just do something. By this time, you can do that. You can leave out the berry smoothie completely and start experimenting with other flavors.
Got it.
Yeah.
طيب, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Just last two things.
Yes.
Jihan was talking about the pineapple. Sometimes I get the fresh pineapples, but what about the canned one? Is it okay or not?
No, it's not. The canned one is full of added sugar, full of additives, full of preservatives. No.
Okay, so no for this one. Another thing, when she was talking about the about the chicken with pineapple, it just funny, or something that in the Quran, يعني they say إنه the sequence is important. فهو ربنا قال وفاكهة مما يتخيرون ولحم طير مما يشتهون. Right now you are saying إنه the fruits are taking like 30 minutes while the protein take like 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah.
And that's why they said like we have to start with the fruits, not the other thing, because the fruits finish early. Is that connection maybe makes sense or not?
So fruits, if you're eating, animal-based meals, and of course we still want to eat our fruits, the best way to eat your fruits is either to wait 3 or 4 hours after you've had a meal that has protein. Make sure that it's at the later end of the digestive process and it's already out, it's not stuck in your system, or you eat the fruits 30 to 40 minutes before you eat the animal protein. That way the fruits goes through, done, finished, it's out, and then you add in the animal protein. So those are the two ways to consume fruits when you're eating protein.
Okay, that's very good to know. Thank you so much,
Dana. معلش, can you repeat please?
For what I just
3 hours after
Yeah,
protein?
so because the protein takes sometimes, like if it's beef, especially, and depending on how strong your digestive system, it could take up to 5 hours to sort of leave your stomach and move into your intestines. So I would say your safest bet, depending on the type of protein, is 3 to 5 hours, and then you can eat a fruit, or eat the fruits 30 minutes to 40 minutes before you have your animal protein, because they only need that long to get through the system. So your stomach would have emptied them out before you eat the animal protein.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, ladies, I will see you all again on Wednesday. Marwa, we just have this week and then 2 more weeks until the program closes. And for these 3 weeks, our sessions are Monday and Wednesday at 12 p.m. And
Inshallah.
yeah, and obviously if you need any other support in between, the group, email, and all of that.
Thank you so much. I really
You're
appreciate it.
you're welcome. All right. Have a wonderful rest of your day, ladies, and I will see you on Wednesday, inshallah.
Inshallah. Thank you so much, Dan.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.